Hey everybody, this is Melina from scrapbookingwithme.com, and this is another episode of M Scrap Busters. That's a weekly challenge here on my page where I try to help you use up some of that scrap paper that you might be hoarding, or you might just be thinking, I'm going to put that in the trash can. Nah, let's do something with it. So I have an abundance of book pages, and we're going to transform some book pages into something that just a little bit different. You can still see wording on the book page. You can still tell that it is a book page, but we're going to do a little bit something different to them, so that way whenever we add them to our journals, people are going to be like, ooh, is that a vintage book page? What on earth have you done to that book page? I don't know if people even talk like that, or if anybody else even looks at journals, but anyway, you know what I'm talking about. People are just like, oh, that takes too long. I don't know why you do that. Why would anybody do this? I mean, people ask, what is that? What are you going to do with that? It's a journal. You write in it. You put pictures in it. You put memorabilia in it. You know what quiet time is? You know that time that you're not on the screen scrolling and scrolling and scrolling? That quiet time that everybody should have to ease their mind and quiet their mind and write out your thoughts. That should still be a thing. I don't know why that's such a foreign thing to people. Anyway, I digress. What I have out is, of course, book pages, my big old bowl of scraps that I surely need to make a bunch of masterboards with and try to get rid of some of that, but it's overflowing. I do have masking tape, whatever kind of tape. If you've got some washi tape, I'm sure that would work too, but I have just some plain old Duck brand masking tape. And then I also have some white gesso. If you don't have that, don't worry about it. But I thought I would do a couple of things to a couple of these just to show you what some white gesso will do. All right. Also, this month, we are celebrating the whole month long 30K subscribers. 30,000 subscribers I have here on my channel. It's almost at 30,500 right now, so thank you. Applause, applause, applause. Party, party. Y'all are doing so good sharing my videos and inviting people to subscribe and all that kind of stuff, and I thank you so much. So, be sure if you are a member, a paid member here on my channel, that you go over to the website and get your perks and get your free digitals that are over there. Download all of those free digitals. If you are not a member, can't do the monthly subscription, totally not a problem. Just like Amazon Prime, if you can't be a Prime member, it's totally fine. You can still be on Amazon. Same deal goes here, even though this is just me. I'm not a big corporation. And I know a lot of you are like, okay, why did she bring that up? I had people on my last video actually mad at me. One even said insulted because I didn't offer all of my digitals for free to them just because they subscribe to my YouTube channel. So, yeah, no, I actually have to make a living and pay bills, so you know that's not going to happen. But if somebody pays extra, like my YouTube paid members do, they pay extra a month, I do offer them a few more freebies than I do someone else because they pay extra a month for that premium service. So just saying. But I do have all kinds of free digitals over on my Ko-fi website and my Buy Me a Coffee website. So feel free to go over there. Lots and lots and lots of free digitals over there. But these digitals that I'm making all month for Melina's March Madness, I will have all 11 pages available as a kit all together, all in one, starting April 1st. And I think it's going to be a whole $4.99 for all 11 pages. And I would appreciate it if you did purchase it. If you don't want to, no worries. Don't leave me a comment about it. It's okay. I promise you it's okay. But yeah, if you purchase that, you can print it as many times as you want for $4.99. All right, moving along. I am first going to show you a couple of things that I'm going to do to some of these. Let's just do 3 of them like this. With the white gesso, get that out of the way so it can dry, and I can show you what we'll do to it after, once it's all good and dry. I had someone the other day comment and say, I am new to this and I just do not understand why junk journalers add book pages to your journals. You can't write on them, so why do you add book pages to your journals? Oh, contraire, mon frere. I totally write on my book pages. I doodle on my book pages. You know, all that idle time that your mind is going through every scenario in your entire life when you're laying in the bed and you're thinking, you know, I could be scrubbing baseboards, or I could be cleaning toilets right now instead of laying in the bed. No! Your mind wants you to completely always be thinking and doing and being overwhelmed. So, a lot of times when I add book pages to my journals, they are going to be there so that I can doodle on them, be mindless with them, maybe even put some like brain dump kind of stuff on them. And what I mean by that is, if something does come to mind and your mind's wanting to keep you up at night, you get out your journal and your tiny little book light so you don't wake up your spouse, and you get that out and you just start doodling on a book page that's in your journal, not one of the pages that is plain and that you really want to do some nice journaling on and get maybe a picture or memorabilia or a receipt or, you know, a movie ticket stub, something on that one and write about it. Maybe there's a book page in your journal and you're like, oh, I could really use that to kind of decompress here. So that's a lot of the time what I use book pages for. So here we go. I have covered a lot of the book page with white gesso. Now, if you thought adding book pages to journals is a waste of time, here you go. You can wait for this to dry. You've got white space now that you can write over the top of once it dries. And you can still see the vintage looking book page. You could even, right when it dries, add some ink around the edges of this white and then around the edges of the book page. And you've got vintage looking, and you can still write all the way across it and use it as a regular old page too. So there's one, and you can choose to gesso over the entire thing, or you can just go in 2 corners and make some kind of abstract artsy looking stuff in 2 corners. That's what I'm going to do with this one. Now, when I when I say the word paint, P-A-I-N-T, a lot of people turn their ears off and they go on to the next video. But I have done a video where I painted, just kind of abstract painted with watercolor on book pages, and they turned out so pretty. And I think me has one of them very close at hand. See, just kind of abstract little crosses that we put on there, and then I made it into a long full page pocket. Just folded it over and made it into a full page pocket to add on to a journal if I want to. So that was just one of the ways that I did a little bit of, you know, kind of artsy looking doodles. And then with this one, I think I want to do kind of an abstract-y looking heart on it. So I've got one that I've pretty much covered, one that I just put some abstract kind of doodles on the side of, and then one that I'm putting a little heart shape on. Does not have to be perfect. This all goes back to in the 90s when I taught some scrapbooking classes, and people were like, oh, I don't journal on my pages, I don't like the way my journaling looks. The people that will treasure your journals and your scrapbooks when you are gone will love your journaling, will love looking back on your handwriting. Whether you like it or not, people that will appreciate them one day will love your handwriting. So that's just 3 little things I'm doing with the white gesso. I am putting the white gesso away, so anybody that is fearful of paint, gesso, mixed media, etc., etc., you may look back at my video now. But there is one that's pretty much painted all the way across. Here's one that is just 2 little doodly doos in the corners, and then there is a shape, and I'm going to put these on my little mat, and I'm going to put these to the side to dry. And now, with these remaining book pages, let's just work one at a time, and we can do something on both sides if we want to, or just the one side. What I am going to start doing is tearing up some papers, and I'm going to start making little clusters in the corners of my book pages, and I'm just going to put little dabs of glue. I'm going to try my best to just willy-nilly do it and not think too long and hard about it, because when we start thinking too much, then we start thinking about maybe that's not pretty, and maybe I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and nobody else is going to like this, and you know, all the doubt that creeps in whenever you start something. If you're brand new to this, or if you've been doing it a while and feel like you're in a rut, and all that doubt just keeps on creeping in. I know I'm getting deep in this video, y'all. And I kind of apologize, but then again, I'm like, let's talk about it. Let's just talk about it. I'm saying this is a little too light for me, so I'm going to ink just a couple of edges of it. That's going to be my first piece that I put down just here in the bottom corner. And yes, if you hear something that sounds like a little bitty air conditioner, it is my computer's fan. Decides to be as loud as possible every time I start a video. So that's always wonderful. Alright. And it's only a couple of years old, so there's not a new laptop going to be in my future that helps me with videos anytime soon. So, alright. Got scraps in the corners. Then I'm going to get just a little abstract-y little stamp. It's got a little postage or something on it. There's that. Just do it in both little corners, just to dress it up some. And then, yes, whenever you're putting book pages into your journals, a lot of the times I will ink around the edges of book pages just because they need a little extra oomph. This is, what color is this, Melina? This is Gathered Twigs that I'm putting all around the edges of my book pages. And then we're going to dirty it up just a little bit, as I say, whenever I go a little bit further than just the edges when I'm inking. Y'all, we have had a stinking heat wave here in Alabama, North Alabama anyways. I don't know about South Alabama. I'm sure they have too. Stinking heat wave. It was so hot yesterday. And it's, I mean, that's kind of unusual for March. But then I looked at the forecast yesterday afternoon. I was thinking, what in the world? Yeah, we had storms last night. There was neighboring counties that had trees falling and power lines and all that kind of stuff. But I was looking at the weather yesterday afternoon, and next week we're going to have temps in the 30s again. So all the nice pollen is out right now, and so I have lots and lots of friends and family that are sneezing their heads off. Spring is upon us, but then all of a sudden next week it's going to be in the 30s, like down to freezing again. So all those nice little flowers that are budding out, they're going to get a rude awakening next week. So that's one way to dress up your book page. Now look on the back here, it's got a lot of white space for you to be able to write on, journal on. But a lot of you are like, well, but when I put a book page in my journal, I put it in and it goes folded like this. Oh, no, no, no. I'm going to show you, my friend. Let's do the book page in the journal and have everything the right way up. That is where the masking tape is going to come in. Alright, so we're going to put this one with another page, and I'm going to dirty up that corner and maybe dirty up this corner too. But we still have plenty of room for writing on the back. And then I'm going to get a page from another book. So I'm not going to do the same book. Just cause. No other reason, just cause. Now I have some book pages here that are colored, and I did those with food coloring. So you see this is torn here, and I just really wouldn't put it in a journal just like that. So what I'm going to do is kind of size this one up and get that corner cut off, and it's going to be its friend. Just like that. And of course that piece goes in my scrap pile. So I have more scraps. So this one is a little shorter, but I'm okay with that. It is a little wider. We're good with that too. What we're going to do, we're not going to make a new seam for anything. We're going to ink this first before we put them together. So whatever shows around the masking tape will show. We're going to ink it first. And then we're going to put them together, and we're going to do a little bit of decoration to this one. I also did some salt on this page whenever I was getting food color on it. And I don't know, yeah, you can see the little dots? That's where salt was. I salt dyed these. So they've got a little bit of texture to them, along with having a little bit of color on them from the food coloring. And I have a video about that. Just put in Melina Pylant food coloring. It'll pop up. That video will pop up for you. I have had quite a few people say that they can't find previous videos of mine. How do you find previous videos of mine? If you go to my YouTube homepage, the homepage, it's got my little mug of a picture at the top, my little cover picture up there, and it says Melina Pylant. It tells about me, and it says videos, shorts. It's got all these little tabs before you see the video. Just click videos, and every one of my videos pops up, and you can go through there and watch the ones you hadn't watched. Easy peasy. Just go to my homepage of my YouTube channel. Now, I want this raw edge to be on the outside, and I want them to be the same wording up. Okay? They don't have to be the same height or anything. You're just going to tear off some masking tape. Put it how you want it. Put the masking tape up the middle. And then again, put the masking tape up the middle where they meet. And then any tape that's hanging over, you can just fold it over like that, or you can totally cut it off. I like to just fold it over. Okay, then you're going to fold the pages where they naturally fold underneath that masking tape that you just put on there. And see, that's why I think masking tape, washi tape would be easy peasy for you to do too. So this is kind of like, it reminds me of franken pages, you know, whenever you're you have some bigger scraps, and I've got a video about that too, making franken pages for our journals. When you have some bigger scraps, you can put those scraps together and make it the size of a folded 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, and you make a franken pieced together kind of a quilt look page to add to your journals. So if I'm putting this in a journal, it's going to get sewn in. There's the spine into the signature like this. So this decorative one that we've done would be on the back. So of course we want to decorate up the other sides of it too. So this week we have an easy weekend. I think just one singing on Sunday, our Ministries, thepylantfamily.com. We are also on Facebook, The Pylant Family, Pylant, just like my last name here on YouTube. But yeah, we only have one singing on Sunday, and it's local, so we always like that. Like being close to home. Mom is a very, very independent person, so I mean, she's good as far as us being gone, but we do like to have some weekends where we're close to home and close to her, and she doesn't have to be alone too much. Actually, when Bethany gets off work today, she is going and staying the night with Mom. I thought, Mom, do you care if when I get off work I come home and get some clothes and go spend the night with Nene? I was like, of course I don't care. So she's going to do that. Brandon and I already had, since we're off tomorrow, Saturday, and we're hardly ever off on Saturdays, Brandon and I had already said that we were going to go on a date, just T and I. So Bethany's going to go over there, spend the night with her tonight, and she's going to come back tomorrow. We only live just about 9 miles from Mom, so she's going to come back tomorrow and she is going to pick Aaron up, take him back to Mom's, get the stuff to make homemade pizzas, and the cousins are going to come over and they're just going to have themselves a little pizza party tomorrow at Mama's. I know she's going to love that. She is very independent, but she loves her grandkids, and she loves for her grandkids to be there with her. And someone is at the door, so Lila has decided to throw a fit. I love that paper. I've had that for a while. It's so pretty. Then I'll put just a little piece of washi tape under it. And I think that that is screaming for a word label of some kind somewhere. I like that. Okay. So I know somebody's going to be like, oh, okay, it's a book page and you're not writing on it already, which I do. And now you're covering up more. I'm decorating them. It's okay, y'all. It's okay. It's okay to have decorative things that serve no other purpose, if you don't want them to, than being pretty. It's okay. I give you permission. You didn't need permission from me, but I do. I give you permission to do so. Go for it. Little vintage stamp. I will put on there like that. John Wesley Powell, 1869 expedition. 6 cents U.S. postage. I love that. Okay, and then we open it up. We've got lots of pretty journaling paper right there, or space right there, so we don't have to add too much to it. But I would like to get some of Miss Kira Brandon's. Oh, that's pretty. She's got some collaged ephemera digitals in her Etsy shop that are too stinking cute, and I've got some of those here. And I shall be using some of those today. I love how that looks. And now I could totally get a fat Sharpie and doodle and write, or get some watercolor and paint around on that if I wanted to. I totally utilize my book pages that I put in my journals. They're not just there for decoration, although they could be, and that would be perfectly fine. So now I'm digging some more to find something else. Well, that is just too cute, the shamrock. I'm going to ink that up and put that there. That was from one of Kara Brandon's tag digitals. Digital kits, the tag ones that she does every month. I think she's still doing them every month. Anyway, that was from March of last year, I think. Lovely. So then we would add this into a signature of a journal. Really all I have right here beside me is my idea journal. I will take those out and show you. Let's get to the middle. So we would put, you know, all these pages in our signature. This would be another page in our signature. We could cut it down if we wanted to. Of course, this is a little wide for this journal, but you could just make a wider journal. And then that would be sewn into the signature. And you'd have more decoration, more junk journalish decoration for your journals. So, and if you don't have vintage books, this is another way to dress up the book page and make it more vintage looking, grungy looking, if you want that look in your journals. So with these two, I think what I would do is not get pages that were exactly beside each other if I'm going to use them from the same book. So both of these come from The Vines of Yarby. And what I would do is I want the raw edges showing. You might be a clean edge person. That's fine. Do it how you want to do it. But what I would do is get these where the raw edges were what is sticking out. So I've got that set up just like that. And then get my masking tape, put these together, but the two ends or sides that you don't want showing on the outside in, and they are going to get covered up with your masking tape. And this is a great way if you are one of those that cannot stand directional things being sideways in a journal. This is a great way to use your book pages in your journals, because I know if you have a problem with directional things being the wrong way in your journal, you don't have many book pages in your journal, because lots of them are just folded this way and added to a signature as a little short sheet or short page in your journal signatures. And a lot of people don't like that, and that's totally fine. I'm just giving you an extra idea, a new idea on how to use your book pages and then be right side up, and you can journal on them. There's plenty of space. A lot of people don't need a whole page to journal on. They just need a little margin or a little sheet, or, you know. And when I was in school, that was like my favorite way to make notes, was to make notes in the margins. When I am taking notes during church, I make notes in the margins. So when I put book pages in my journals, a lot of times I do my writing in the margins of the book pages in like a different color ink, so it really shows up well too. Just, you know, little ding, little idea for you to think about. Now with this, I think I want to make a little bit of a, let's go with the brand new Scorched Timber. And I think I want to make a little background, so I am going to get my acrylic block. So let's make a background of sorts for my scraps to go on top of. Okay, and maybe I can get some white ink. A lot of the times when I'm using a white gel pen, I cannot, for whatever reason, get the white pen to write on book pages. It might be what the book page, the ink in the book page, the chemicals that was used to make the book page. I'm not sure, but a lot of times I cannot get a white gel pen to work on a book page. Regular paper, it doesn't have any problems with. I'm looking for my gold brush pen. I was going to make some doodles and still can't find my gold brush pen. But I have my little gold glitter zig pen. So I'm going to make some little circle doodles. And then my scraps are going to go along with that. I think I will put a few little Sharpie doodles too. Okay, and then whatever scraps I put down here, that will be the background, and I want a lot of that showing, so we're not going to put too much down. But I am liking that number paper, and this rose paper here, and maybe one more little piece of something. Oh, I like this textured handmade paper. Oh, I like that. So just making little clusters on our book pages, just dressing them up a little bit. I have done a video, lots of videos on book pages, but I have done a video on 20 ways to use book pages in your journals, and it's mostly all kinds of little pockets and stuff. So if you've not watched that, you can go find that one and watch it. So maybe I would put a couple of letters or numbers or something on this too, and I'm just going to use a stamp. And I think I will get my forest moss, the greenish, and I will also use one of my little floral stamps from a from a Me Crafty Scrapper. Oh my goodness, from an E-Club kit. I couldn't get myself out of my mind. That's bad. Oh, babe. I'm going to put the number 3. Get myself a little something for that to stick to. You do not have to have an acrylic block. That's just a little plastic container I've put my number on. Get my forest moss ink out. And stamp my number 3. You know, we're just giving ourselves a little bit of, ooh, I like how we dressed up that book page kind of thing. I'm going to go with the scorched timber and ink around that. And then we're going to check on our gesso pages and see if we need to do anything else to them before we start decorating those up just a little bit. So there's that inked all the way around, and then I will come here, do a little dirtying up, little aging to it, and just that little cluster of stuff we've put on one edge, one side of the page. So there is that, and we can decorate even more up on the back sides. Let me get those that we gessoed. And here we go. They are dry, and I'm going to put a couple of splatters of ink on this one. Maybe rub it around a little bit. Get us just some extra little interest. Yes, that was mixed media. If you don't care for that, don't worry about it. You don't have to do that. Alright, and then my stamp. And you can stamp beautifully on gesso. I love that. I love how pretty that is. I need to get this because I want to do the full thing on the bottom of that. So get in that scorched timber really well. And then right here at the bottom, stamp that fully. Oh, that's pretty. I like that. So, see, fun ways to dress up and use book pages in our journals. And of course, I'm going to have to let that dry some. if I have some water, I do, a little bit of water. And I mean, it is a book page, so I don't want to drench it. I just want to make that color run a little bit. And then we'll let that dry. And see, after it's dry, that is the prettiest little kind of watercolory looking look. I love that. I love me some watercolor. So that's just beautiful. And then I'm going to get a Sharpie and go along and put some little doodles. Doodle, 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 doodle. Some little T's or crosses or whatever, and then some little dots. And try to make it not too uniform, like so. Make some tiny ones and some big ones and some huge ones and some little micro mini ones. And then little bitty doodles. So we've got some nice little doodles on the side, plenty of room that we could write a note, more doodles, all kinds of stuff. And let's ink the edges of that one also with some scorched timber. And I use oxides. I always use oxide. They show up better for me. I've had some people ask, why don't y'all carry the regular distress inks in your shop instead of just all oxide? Oxide shows up so much better. It's got so much more of a vibrant kind of look. The regular distress just kind of absorbs into your project and you barely see it, in my opinion. So that's why we like the oxides. And then here I'll put a little bit of the ink on the actual gesso. And that's just kind of grunged it up, dirtied it up a little bit, and we can add that into a journal with another sheet on this side and the masking tape on the edges. With this heart one, I was thinking if this will work. Like I said, some of the gel pens will not write on book page, but this one right here is being super sweet to me. I love this. So then I'm going to go and just really kind of grunge that up that I've wrote or drawn and kind of get it real sketch-like. Okay, and then we can ink around this one. We can doodle on it. I think I might use that same pink gel pen and doodle some little hearts on the edge. I have felt a little out of sorts today. I don't know what is going on. I have started back on my eating plan and back down 12 pounds of some that I had gained back of that 30 that I had told y'all about not too long ago. But I've lost 12 of that back and feeling better, but just felt kind of out of sorts today. Maybe just don't have enough water in me. Maybe that's what it is. But I will get off of here and get me some more water, and everything, every little thing will be all right. Did y'all think I was gonna sing that? No, no, no. My video wouldn't even go up. YouTube would sanction me. It wouldn't even let me put it up if I did that. I like that one. Very cute. And we can do a little bit of some abstract stamp on the edge too. Cute. So it don't have to be all covered up. This one, let's put some more scraps on it, and then we can tape some of these together to be added to a journal. Ooh, that rose paper's pretty. That way up. And then maybe like that with a word phrase. Let's do hold on tight to your dreams. Let's put that on there. Oh, this is some of that old Tim Holtz cardstock I haven't used in a while. I'm okay if it's not perfectly straight. Well, we're just gonna decorate up one little edge of this so we still have plenty of room for journaling. So still got plenty of journaling room. And let's ink around that one with some scorched timber. These have been fun today. I like doing a little extra to pages, and this would also give you some ideas on covering up white space if you've got some one-sided paper. It's just got, you know, a pattern on one side and it's white on the other side. This would be a great idea for that too. And then kind of dirty up a little bit around the edges and get it nice and grungy. If you don't like grungy, don't worry about it. You don't have to do that. You don't even have to ink your book pages if you don't want to. So then I'm going to get a clean page to go with these 3 pages. So let's do that one and that one and this one with those, and let's tape them. Alright, I want I want that edge showing. I'm okay with that edge right there not being inked. I don't know why I even inked that, because I'm going to tape them together and you won't see that ink. On that side, so a little bit of masking tape. Tape them together. Fold that tape over the excess. You want excess. So tear it just a little bit longer than what the page actually is. Get it caught in your hair like I did. That's essential. And then flip it over. And fold it where you've got them together. Okay, and again, this page would be the back page, so you'd want to decorate the fronts and the middle also. But I think that might be one of my favorites. I love that, but no, the green watercolor, that's going to be my favorite gesso page that we've done. So let's make this one, when we put these together, let's make that one the front page. And how we're going to have to do that, probably have to have the raw edge inside. Yep, to have this on the front, I'd have to do it like that, and then we'd put that on there and we'd fold it, and yes. Okay, we at least have that raw edge, so I'm okay. We'll be all right. I want that to be the front whenever we're adding it to a journal signature. Okay, so all that nice inking I did on that one side, go bye-bye. Oh, those are a little far apart from each other, it looks like, but we'll be all right. As long as they're pretty lined up, it's okay. All right, and then the masking tape on the other side. The one thing I don't like about tape roll, I need a little thing to keep it from hiding from me when I need to use it on the next run. Fold that tape over. And see, the masking tape is pretty much the color of the book pages, so you don't have to worry about it being ugly or something and not looking right in your journals, because it's kind of hidden once you use the masking tape on the book page. I'm going to get my bone folder and really burnish that down because it's not wanting to fold flat. Yay, so I've got that as my front. I think I might add a stamp that maybe has some green in it. Oh, look, it's roses. Yep, I think I'll add it right there. And let's ink around it. Just some fun uses of book pages in our journals. You don't have to do much. It just dresses them up, just grunges them up just enough. Okay, there's those. And then let's put this one together, and maybe I want that one as an inside. So it would fold up like this. That would be the outside. You'd open it up. You got journaling space there. So that's the way I'm going to put these two together. And it's okay if it overlaps just a little bit, if you've got some raw edge that's kind of longer than the rest. You'll just have to use a bone folder or a straight edge to get it to lay right. Fold that tape over. Now, if you do have some really vintage book page and it's kind of fragile, you know, kind of cracking and stuff, I don't know that I would do this with them because you're just going to get more damage. So really fragile book pages I use as little scraps, and I glue all over them. So when I'm using them on my scrap projects, glue them down, and you don't have to worry about them falling apart in your journal. So now I'm going to lay this out, use my bone folder to get that one bottom edge to cooperate. So then you open this up and you've got that nice little heart in there. You've got some journal space there. So I'll just leave that open. We've got that, and I didn't do anything else to that. We've got that one. We've got these that we've added all kinds of stuff to, like that. And then we've got our watercolor one with the gesso, and then the gesso all over, but with plenty of room to journal on. I really like this project. I hope that you liked it. And if you decorate and make up some fun book pages, alter them in any way, I want to see them. Y'all be sure to tag me, Melina Pylant, or do the challenge hashtag #MScrapBusters, and I want to see what you create. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Y'all have a great day. God bless. I'll see you in the next video. Bye, y'all.